Alright, so one of the things to note about this episode after seeing the subtitled version and whatnot is definitely it feels as though they were heavily trying to push, yet again, that Black is not a Saiyan. I mean, the countless times he continues telling Trunks, hey, you Saiyan, this is gonna be the end of your race, you Saiyans, I don't understand you. So it's safe to say, if Black is a Saiyan, he has no idea that he's a Saiyan. Maybe it's on some shit where, you know, Goku landed on another planet in another universe, and ultimately he grew up with this, you know, different mindset, and he doesn't even know he's a Saiyan, because it was pushing very heavily that this dude is not a Saiyan. But again, he looks like Goku, so you gotta think, unless it's just a weird coincidence, which would kind of be shitty, he is a Saiyan but doesn't know it. And I love how in this episode, yet again, it answered a lot of people's questions about Trunks. Why didn't he go Super Saiyan? It looked as though he even struggled to do that. You could definitely see that this time period has taken a toll on him. The dude doesn't have the energy he had back in the day in Z when he was just, you know, whipping ass and shit like that. He just doesn't, and you can see that it's taken a toll on him mentally, and he's probably been around Black for a while, because when he woke up at the end of the episode and went at Goku, it's almost as if this dude has been torturing his life. And again, in the episode, Black calls Trunks by his name, so he's dealt with him quite a few different times, and it's probably at this point like he's just PTSD the fuck out on Black, because as soon as he sees Goku, he starts swinging, and it was just beautifully done, the drama. Like I said in my raw reaction, honestly, I still stand by it watching the subtitle version. This episode was phenomenal, and I think one of the best things that it did is that even though Super, for the most part, one of the enjoyable aspects about it, and one of the most enjoyable aspects about Dragon Ball's return in general, from Battle of Gods to Resurrection F, you know, the movies and stuff like that, was at a given time, it was that, you know, the comedy was a big portion of it, and then we had the action towards the end. The opposite now is happening with this arc, where we're getting little bits of comedy, but for the most part, the dramatic stuff is really coming out, and they're doing it very well. Like the stuff that happened in this episode, yet again, Trunks versus, you know, Black, and them going at it, and Super Saiyan, and all this other shit, it was really nicely done, and it added more drama, and I feel as though they're showing you the different comparisons and the dynamics of his time period, which is just completely ravaged in hell, and our time period where Trunks made a difference. When he went back in time, he made a difference and made our time period a beautiful place to live, which is kind of interesting, because I'm curious if, you know, the time passes where our world goes beyond Trunks' world, he will never really be able to return. Like, you know, if 10 years from now passes, Trunks will never be able to come back to us, because he will already be, you know, behind our time. So the time paradox kind of gets me a little bit screwy. And even the small comedic bits in this episode, it was actually adding to something. It wasn't just, you know, baseless. Like, oh, don't get me wrong, the Pilaf stuff, yeah, it was just like whatever, but a lot of it was showcasing the relationship that Trunks has with Mai in this time period, and it's gonna kind of probably play a little bit when Trunks, you know, is fully aware of everything and say, oh shit, in this time period we're actually cool as kids, and this is a peaceful time and stuff like that. So I think a lot of even the comedy has a purpose, except the Yajirobe and Korin scene. I don't give a fuck. That's probably one of the most funniest things about Dragon Ball since its return. Like, what the fuck do these dudes do all day? This cat and this big motherfucker, like, they're playing Limbo and inviting Goku to Limbo, and they're like, oh no, it's not fun or anything like that. Like, honestly, that's one of the most funniest things I've seen all fucking year. That was just hilarious, and again, it was a small portion of the episode, and that's where you see the change in the tone of Dragon Ball Super. This series, prior to these two episodes, it's just really been like, you know, a lot of funny shit, and then a little bit of seriousness, and then back to a lot of funny shit. This time we're getting small pieces of little funny stuff that's really hilarious, and then, oh shit, Trunks is, you know, back, oh shit, this and that. And they're even playing up on something that's really interesting as well. Little Trunks seeing adult Trunks, which it's safe to assume that they never filled him in on, hey, you came back from the future and you did all this and that, because he's still at a loss at like what's going on. He thinks that's like an illegitimate older brother that he never met. And honestly, I stand by pretty much everything I said in my raw reaction. This episode, I would argue 9.5, even a 10 out of 10. Everything that they did and built up, the drama, and even seeing Beerus and Whis still including them in this arc, them coming along because they're interested in this. I think they're gonna have more of a pivotal role though, because of in the opening, that green Kai looking motherfucker, I think they're gonna have something to do with him if he shows up later on in the arc. So there's gonna be some interaction there with Beerus and Whis, with, you know, the characters that are coming in. I mean, they always kind of been like sideline people, like looking on, like, okay, we're gonna see what's going on from afar and shit like that. And I'm kind of curious what's their reaction gonna be to Black, because Black looks like a psycho. Black looks like he sees Beerus and Whis, he don't know who they are, he's just gonna start blasting at them too, and you don't want them problems, bro. You're not about that god of destruction life, bro. So yeah, great episode, loved it. Let me know what you guys think though. First of all, what do you think about Black versus Super Saiyan Trunks in this episode? How did you feel about the power difference? I mean, Trunks was giving it his all, and Black was laughing and taking him as a joke, and who knows if Black has some sort of Super Saiyan transformation that would make him even more stronger. And what did you think about that ending? Honestly, it made me feel as though I can't fucking wait another week. I can't wait when Trunks gets up and punches at Goku. Like, did you feel that? And yo, bro, thoughts of the episode. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk me on Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.